everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Fasten your seatbelts for one of the great divisional rivalries in the NFL. This is the first of 2 games between these teams this year, and you know it's going to be entertaining. It's the Bengals going up against the Steelers. With that, let's send it out to our broadcast team. Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis with this Week 2 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Coming up, it's a rematch from last year's AFC wildcard round between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh. They come up in an offset eye. Now a former Tar Heel, Giovanni Bernard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
First and 10 for Dalton. Caught Eifert over the middle. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
There are so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day, get the blocker away, and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
This one grabbed by A.J. Green. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
They'll run. This is Bernard. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Give him 7 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. All week in practice, they stress grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. That means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
2nd down following the run. They'll run for the first time with Hill. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, Hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Dalton gives to Bernard. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Dalton, 1st and 10. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Up and over. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. It's a tight game here early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
And that's been a pretty darn good drive to start things off here in this game. Move the ball downfield well, and after that run, they're set up at 1st and goal.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Down here, and he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
Offense. Still first down.
In motion right comes Green. 1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolded.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Here's Roethlisberger, and caught, right side, Green. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 there, and it's good enough for a Pittsburgh first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. On the right side, caught by Green. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Green's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Surveying the field. Great protection. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This from 54 yards away. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with Larry Ridley for highlights and analysis of our first half of play. Not too many highlights yet, at least in terms of scoring plays, that is.
Yeah, but hang in there. We might get something these last 2 minutes.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Tough spot for the offense, 3rd and 8.
2 plays in a row, the defense won, stacking up the running game. They've got to feel good about themselves, but something has to be in the back of their minds. Are we being set up?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And he's got the hook up to Brandon LaFell. Call it a pickup of 7. Marvin Lewis going to leave the offense out there. 4th down, they're going for it. 4th down, Dalton wants to throw. And Eifert has it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Finding Green complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. It'll be Dalton again. That's complete right around the 8. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. This will be Dalton again. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bakari Rambo. Down the numbers. There he goes. 30. Past the 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said. Momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. A first down throw coming for Dalton. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. So we reach half. Okay, so Larry apparently giving us the silent treatment all of a sudden, and we're going to skip ahead to quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback, and as we saw in week 1, the new rule, this one coming out to the 25-yard line. Now the Bengals defense readies as they head onto the field. They were pretty good in that first half, but losing, so it's kind of a fine line they probably feel right now.
It is, and you would hope that they're not discouraged because they've kept their team in the game by playing so well on defense. In fact, they should be inspired right now, and maybe their offense will gather up some of that inspiration and move forward themselves in the second half.
They're probably hoping indeed that defense can lead to offense here in half 2. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Oh, nice move. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential. But I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back. But now I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, second-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the first.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, all the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
And now a first down following that long gain. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Another pistol look here. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And thus far in this NFL season, no touchdown scored for him, and he's not going to get it on that play either.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Here's Roethlisberger. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They come out here in the I. They'll begin here with Bernard. And he'll get this up only to about the 22. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. Caught. Eifert over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So back now in Pittsburgh, it's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. They come up in an offset I. Now they'll run it on the toss. A beautiful fake. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, partner, they might want to tear up their scouting reports a little bit here because they just broke tendency. 3rd down, you don't ordinarily see a toss. They ran it really well and picked up the 1st down. I love the way the edges were sealed, which allowed him to get to the corner.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So this is the 2nd consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. They'll get 17 yards there. And that'll be good enough for a Cincinnati 1st.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Fresh set of downs here. They come out here in the I. Now they'll run it on the toss. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Passing, it's Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. And he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Giovanni Bernard, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
I can't help it, partner. I love backs who have a lot of burst.
Yeah, they ran the toss play. By the way, sometimes you'll hear toss and pitch used interchangeably, but that was the toss.
Well, for me, a toss, quarterback takes the snap, turns around, tosses it to
like
the tailback.
Like an egg underhand.
Yeah, like an egg underhand, really with two hands. And a pitch, usually like you're running an option-type play, and you pitch it out there to the trailing back.
Goes end over end like a field goal.
Yeah, where you turn it over, make sure that thumb turns down, and the ball flips end over end slowly and delicately to your running back.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And there's a flag on the field. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Holding, receiving team. Automatic first down.
Tie game late, and the offense really has to be conscious of the clock here as it's becoming a factor late in this ball game. Here's Bell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. And he's brought down after a good game. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. He's going to get the football. He showed off the athletic. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Six yards to go here on 2nd down. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They come out here in the eye. This is Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
On the counter, here's Bell. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defense.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They come up with 1 running back. That's Bell. And he'll get it up the middle. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to almost certainly win the football game. And Boswell's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So there was a little meat on that ball, a little more than a chip shot considering the circumstances, but he's able to bang it home in what should be the game winner.
And the key was getting him into a good position to kick from. I mean, if that's a 52-yarder, you're going to have some anxious moments, but kickers nowadays, you give them anything under 40, and they're automatic.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards. And now a little bit of a losing skid here. Only 2 games, but still 2 straight losses. How do they rebound?
Well, able to shake off the first one. Most people say, okay, sometimes we're going to drop one. But then you get to the second one. Now it's imperative that they get together and find a way to stop it. You start getting into 3-game losing streaks, all sorts of bad things begin to happen.
So for the Steelers, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from Heinz Field.
Scouting points are earned every week. Make sure you use all of your points. A portion of your remaining points will be lost when you advance the week. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL.
Larry, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ray Malaluga in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. And the featured back of this offense today as we get a look at the unit is Hillman.
A very exciting player. In the course of a game, he can make plays catching the football as well as running it.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. So here's Britton Colquitt and the Denver punt team. And taken right at the 35. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by a 2-time Pro Bowler in his 6th season. It's Andy Dalton.
And in 2015, prior to hurting his thumb and being unable to finish the season, you just heard his teammates rave about Andy Dalton's jump in leadership, where he actually took over the team, really assumed the role of being the starting quarterback, and carried himself that way as well.
Got his man, it's Eifert. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's brought down. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
This is Hill. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. In the backfield out of the starting group, you have to look out for Giovanni Bernard.
And you have to make sure you're ready to hit the spin button with this guy. Awfully exciting in the open field.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Dalton operating in the red zone now. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Tyler Eifert has become one of the most reliable red zone targets in the league. Personally, I think he's one of the most reliable targets, period, and there's no doubt Andy Dalton's going to look for him in this situation.
Back to the ground, it's Hill. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Jeremy Hill, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
On second down, Anderson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Man, it wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
On 3rd down, Lynch. And there's a flag on the play. And Fowler's got it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Holding offense. Still 3rd down.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're going to go soft on the corners. From the gun on third down, it's Lynch. He's got time in the pocket. And this is going to be incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And it'll be fourth down. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. It's always a good play when you're able to bat a ball away or down, because if you actually tip it in the air, now the offense is getting a second shot at catching the football, or another receiver may come along and grab it out of the air and turn it into a big play. So if you make a play on the ball, make sure it's knocked away or down. Otherwise, there could be some jeopardy.
And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
The man in motion is Tate. Dalton, 1st and 10. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
They juked him, trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. 9 yards to go, it's 3rd down. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And the catch good, it's Eifert. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. First and 10 for Dalton. Green's got it over the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Caught, Eifert over the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And Dalton to throw. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll run it. This is the veteran Cedric Pierman. A gain of 13 and also the first down.
I remember playing, and from a safety's perspective, when you saw a toss play and trying to see guys get to the edge and get outside, that was always a tough moment because where do you go to pick up the ball carrier? If they seal the edge and seal the perimeter, they're going to bounce that outside. It's a lot longer run, and you've got to make sure your angle is right because once they get to the edge, they're going to pick up good yardage. Your job now is to make sure they don't go all the way for a touchdown. You have to become an excellent tackler against a lot of bodies out leading a runner. And on this play, the defenders were finally able to rally to the ball after a big pickup of yardage and hurt him out of bounds.
It's second down. Dalton looking. That's complete right around the 8. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. And after the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. The return comes now from Jordan Norwood. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Second and 10. It's Lynch again. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. And able to break one tackle, but then... And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the gun on third down, it's Lynch. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. So the offense has it first and 10.
Let's go, Green.
They'll throw on first down with Lynch. Screen play, Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a gain of 12. And it's a first down for the Broncos.
All right, here we go.
On first down, it's Lynch. Finding time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now they're in the hurry-up. Lynch looking to throw on second. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Now Paxton Lynch on third and long. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Getting ready to go again, here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Give him 18 on that one, and it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
Fresh set of downs here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. A first down throw coming for Dalton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Green's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And that is no good. So some disappointment there as the field goal falls short, and we have reached, and hello, I guess Larry's halftime show was buttoned through, and we are moving on and ready to go for the third quarter. This is taken near the 13. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 20. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On the toss, here's Hill. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball. It doesn't work running the ball. And then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up fourth. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Ready, 1, 20. Zebra.
So they are going for it. Now Dalton. And over the middle, it's LaFell. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
And it'll be Dalton again. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And Dalton hands to Hill. A second spin.
Turning and turning and turning.
And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, that's the desired outcome coming out here in the second half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And he'll push his way up to about the 14.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Following the penalty, it's Hill. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Jeremy Hill with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And it is now 21-0. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. again, Anderson. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Ronnie Hillman in there. He gets the carry. And some room to roam now. And he's brought down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When you see a big-time run to the outside, it always comes back to setting the edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and they were perfect in setting the edge there.
And the funny part is, both sides of the ball talk about it. The offense has to set the edge so you can get outside. The defense wants to set the edge to control things so they can kick the run back inside.
Offense wins there.
Offense won big.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here. Now they'll look to throw it with Lynch. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 3rd down, Lynch. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. And this hasn't been the typical game, no doubt, for Emmanuel Sanders. They've really limited him.
He's one of those players that provides a real spark when he gets going. And when he does it, it's felt by the rest of the team, and they're feeling it in this one because right now they're trailing.
They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. From the red zone now, here's Lynch on 1st down. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lynch. Completes it to Norwood. It's a 4-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Once again, it's Lynch. He goes underneath for Anderson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. You're able to get a little more rest over on the sideline.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Benny Fowler, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete. Jeremy Hill there was the intended target. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes, even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
On 2nd down, Hill. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And the evidence shows last week's game, it's really leaked into a second game now, Charles. What do you think of this?
And it's a surprise, isn't it? Because when we spent time watching them practice, talking with the coaches, they felt like a bounce back was going to happen this week. They were very confident in the game plan, thought the defenses they would see would present great opportunities for big-time runs. We're not getting that so far. I don't know if it's the game plan or if they're just being overwhelmed by the defense they're facing. Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Now Norwood. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd down, Lynch. Over the middle this time to Fowler. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And quickly, they get to the line. Lynch to throw. Norwood's got it, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. Left side here to Sanders. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Throwing here, Lynch on 1st down. Throwing right side, that's complete. Demaryius Thomas. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now it's Lynch. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Dennard. the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble. Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Passing, it's Dalton. And Eifert has it. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Oh, passing it. Dalton. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 for Dalton. And he fins, and no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Danny Lansana coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. 2nd down, Dalton. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Fighting through. He's got his man here. It's Green. Give him 18 yards on that one. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. 4th down. Dalton wants to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Throwing, Lynch. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. All right, Charles, so you win the game. Not only do you get the W in the left-hand column, you get some momentum for the coming week.
Now when you go into the week and you're telling the guys what mistakes have to be corrected, what we have to do to win going forward, you have their full attention. They're excited, they're happy, and they know if they can build that momentum, they can ultimately achieve all their goals.
So for the Bengals, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll have another home date next week as the Miami Dolphins come to town. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.
You have an injury from the last game. See how long they will be out. Scouting points are earned every week. Make sure you use all of your points. A portion of your remaining